All right, and we're live. GBAMFS initial trial run live stream broadcast. I'm JDog, and tonight I'm going to play Civ 2. Civ 2 is the second take on the famous Civilization series. That's very popular now. Civ 5, Civ 6, the latest ones. I think the last best one is Civ 5, but we'll get into that later. So for right now, let me switch to the screen and tune you in here. All right, we should have audio. And yeah, so this is the famous After Dark screensaver. There'll be more on that later. You really can't have Windows 3.1 without it. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm going to be starting a new game. Going to run this as long as it's going to run. Usually play large map, King, Emperor. I think I'll probably do Emperor here, give myself a little challenge. Usually go for roving bands. That looks like that is broadcasting. If anybody is in chat, if anyone wants to let me know if you could see me, that would be great. All right, so I will allow the science victory, right? So it does not just have to be a domination victory. And let's see, we'll just go ahead with that. And I think we'll go Egyptians this time. So each civ has its own advantages, disadvantages. They don't have like unique units like they do in the later games, but yeah, there's certain things you could do. Ramses, you have risen to become the leader of the Egyptians. May your reign be long and prosperous. The Egyptians have knowledge of irrigation, mining, alphabet, masonry, and roads. So you might get more or less perk starting techs, depending on your civ. Alright, so that looks like that's pretty good. You should be able to see that. Alright, so I guess I will zoom in a little bit here. We start off with a settler unit. And yeah, if you're familiar with the game at all, usually you'll have some arable land that's like plains, grassland in your starting area, but again, that's going to depend on your start bias for the game. So I'm going to get started here. I'm going to take a chance and go to the goodie hut first. Alright, so got a band of friendly mercenaries, which in this case is a chariot, which is extremely useful early in the game. That's a huge win right off the bat. But I'm playing on Emperor, so make it a little tougher. Alright, I'm going to found my first city here. And it looks like there's some tundra nearby, so probably near one of the poles. Alright, so I'm getting really lucky with the goodie huts here so far. Got a chariot for the first one and another city for the second one. So I'm going to go ahead and build a band of warriors in that city. Now I am leaving my capital unguarded, which is notoriously dangerous. I am building barracks there though, so at this point, yeah, I think I'm going to switch that over just because at this point, moving the forward units too far ahead. Alright, my warriors are ready in Memphis. I'm going to build a phalanx. I was able to discover bronze working in the interim. So Civ is based on famously the 4X model, right? Which is I think explore, expand, exterminate, and exploit, something like that. Basically, you know, the object of the game ultimately is like rule the world. So that's Pretty basic model for most of these strategy games, and this this exemplifies it pretty well. Civ 2 is a pretty good game for that. Civ 1 a little more basic, but honestly a lot of fun. A lot of fun. One of the famous things you got in Civ 1 is like just based on the math of it, which the math is legitimate. Sid Meier made some, good points on this, which some people aren't super happy with, but I mean, I understand it. Like, sometimes a phalanx can defeat a battleship when you reduce it to the math, but I mean, probably battleship beats phalanx, just saying. But that's, the game logic it's sound if you follow the math involved. All right, so far so good. I at this point through very very good scouting of the goody huts, I've got a horseman alongside my chariots and warriors in both cities. So pretty good defensively right now. I'm also advancing in knowledge reasonably well, but I haven't encountered my first civilization yet, and that's always kind of the test to see um, see how the game is going to play from there forward. I'm just going to check to see if anyone is messaging me here on this. Okay, so far, so good. Alright, so first phalanx is produced. I'm going to go ahead and activate the warriors in Memphis since they're reinforced by the phalanx now, and send them to scout the nearby area. Now at this point we have some tougher decisions to make. Do we build like a wonder, or do we build like barracks or something to reinforce the city? Being we haven't encountered any other civilizations so far, and the advantages are so great, I'm going to say we should build the pyramids. Counts as a granary in every city, so that increases food production a great deal, and yeah, it'd be a good first move. Now, at this point, the game probably is going to stop giving any of the initial advantages that you'd find in the goody huts. Like once you have certain stats, it definitely doesn't give you the same easy rolls you might get early in the game. Also, as the ages progress, the same thing. All right, so this continent, pretty fortunately, appears mostly uninhabited. It looks like just me and some goody huts and stuff so far. So that is extremely advantageous for this early in the game. I might need to make a little change in my strategy because, yeah, it's looking like I'm going to need to expand much quicker here. Okay. Yep. Definitely going to pay off better to expand quicker right now. So I'm gonna quit building the pyramids. I'm gonna start building settlers everywhere. Okay, so doing pretty well right now. I just got a notification that I'm the most advanced in terms of science in the game. That's always a huge bonus. A lot of games are won for lack of technology advancement, so that is quite important. Good stat to have. All right, so we've got a lot of units at this point. So the game is pretty generous in terms of the maintenance for unit support early in the game. It's under despotism, so it's considered not exactly a cush form of government, and it's going to penalize you like depending on how many you have, a certain number of production units. So far, not so bad though. Basically, I mean, a lot of the game, um, it's tactics, it's strategy, but economics plays a huge part in it. So that's very important to keep an eye on how many units you have, what you're building where, all of that. Same thing as any strat game today. All right, so this is a total win. I've got two cities that I got just from Goody Huts on the same continent. Have a continent looks like all to myself. Huge starting advantage. Probably gonna win this one. Just saying, out of the gate here looks pretty good. All right, so I'm on what might be my final Goody Hut of the game, and I'm I mean, well, not of the game, of the early game. And since Goody Huts tend to get um, taken out by like mid-game for most of the map, maybe for the whole game, but the game tends to throw a little bit of a wrench into later Goody Huts versus earlier. So wow, okay, these are all good. That's pretty rare. That's pretty rare. Um, gonna have to check the settings on this one, but yeah, so far great. Probably it would be closer to 50-50 barbarians popping up at some of these, but so far great. All right, so for the foreseeable, this game is not going to be too competitive. I was kind of hoping for a little more of a challenge for the first live stream. But I mean, there's going to be a lot of development that I have to do from here. Now, I am taking a little while to establish the new cities. Not an ideal play style, but on the other hand, it really does help to build up your basic infrastructure around your first cities. So it's just kind of a necessity, honestly. I'm also holding off on switching to a monarchy, which is a better form of government than despotism, but it has different resource management values, and usually like to get a few more cities produced before I switch over to that. Okay, so I got my first barbarian uprising. They took out my guards on the site of what was going to be my first settler-built city, as opposed to like just cities that I've been getting from goody huts so far. So my chariots are not too far away. I should be able to rally them in time, but they're going to endanger Memphis, which is my second city. So I'm going to switch production there to phalanx. I have enough to rush production. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Normally this game does have music, by the way, like actually really good music, but I think for copyright reasons I can't do that, which sucks a little bit. If anybody's watching this now or later and knows of like some good royalty-free streaming music, or any music I could just play, that would be really helpful. Because yeah, I'd love to share the Civ 2 music, but I don't think I can. Like it's very mood, very theme music. Um, yeah, you'd have to, you could look it up on YouTube. Civ 2 OST original soundtrack, great friggin' music. I mean, that stuff would keep you going for hours. So yeah, great. All right, so I built my second phalanx in Memphis in a hurry. I am bringing up my chariot to intercept the barbarians that popped up before they get to Memphis. I'm also rallying my horse. I'm also rallying my horsemen, which were on the other side of the continent, because more units is better. You never wanna half-ass your response to a barbarian uprising. It's trouble every time. Okay, what do we have here? Um, yeah, so I'm gonna build my first trireme. Super important. Okay, my first victory against the barbarians. The horsemen intercepted on the like western flank, took them out. That's really good. Okay, yeah, that's all right. So my chariot came in and was able to destroy the barbarian leader, paid a 50 gold ransom, and took out the horsemen guarding them. So that's a successful defeat of the barbarians. You gotta be able to handle that, or you can't build a civilization. So good first victory. Alright, so being that happened, I'm going to keep my forces a little more centralized so I don't have to move them quite so far if this happens again in the near future. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and build out those cities. Anytime you build improvements, barbarians seem to get attracted to it. So it's kind of better to expand your footprint, city footprint, your civilizational footprint, and then build out the infrastructure. It always works better that way. But the advantages are so good that infrastructure is it's always worth taking the risk to some extent. All right, my first settler founded city here. We're doing pretty good. I have like what 6 cities now, um, on the continent unopposed. That's nice. Well, I'll have 6 in just a moment after this one. Okay, so I got to notice that the Romans are building the pyramids. At this point, like 5, 6 cities, that's typically when it's advisable to go for monarchy. I think I'm going to do that and start the pyramids. At this point, typically when you get a notice, like another civ is already basically well on the way to building it. That's kind of just how it goes. It's even worse in like Civ. I don't know which game they started it in. It started getting really vindictive with the Wonders, probably in Civ 4 on, I want to say. Like, not good Wonder reward system. You start building a Wonder, the AI immediately gets the Wonder. It's kind of messed up. Alright, so I'm definitely changing focus in production now to more like domestic improvements, happiness improvements, things of that nature. That goes along with a more advanced form of government. You typically just don't want to field a huge military and have low taxes and low benefits for everybody. It's like that doesn't last very long. Yeah, so for the level of difficulty I'm on, doing exceptionally well. Just gonna check here. Okay. Oh, hey, Shadow Ink. Hey, good to see you here. Um, yeah, I was just checking my city stats here. So my second city, Memphis, is doing pretty good. Um, I've been doing some narrative stuff the whole time, so I don't know if anybody's in there and not talking, but good to see you here, man. So playing Civ 2 and doing exceptionally well. I'm playing on Emperor, which is just the lowest step between deity, and so far, like every goody hut was positive, and I have like 7 cities. I'm about to have 7 cities. So it's kind of going to be a cakewalk, but I'm going to play anyway. So how are you doing, man? Oh, I lost my trireme. Yeah, if you get it more than 1 square from land, that's a problem. All right, I'm going to build another. Yep, this is my jam. I'm in Civ 2. If I told you the amount of time I spent on this game, that will be revealed at some point, but yeah, this is not my first time playing this game. Yeah, yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, look forward to hearing. Yeah, so you play any 4X or Strat? Have any familiarity with the Civ series? Like my favorites are I'm probably going to be in the Strat 4X FPS genre, just overall. See, right there. Lord Macaulay completes his epic history, the happiest civilizations in the world, right there, number one, glorious civilization of the Egyptians. So, in the Civ series, if you're getting consistently the happiest and the most advanced, which usually are pretty correlated, not always, obviously, that means you're winning the game. There's a lot of other stats, but those are top ones. FYI. Oh, and in case you didn't notice, I'm actually gonna type it too to make sure you see this. I am running this in Windows 3.1. I think I put it also in the announcement, but it's worth pointing out. Actually, let me just do a little quick peek here so people could see. Okay, that's the Windows 3.1 desktop right there. All right, this is progman.exe program manager. This is the real deal. I'm running it in DOSBox. It's a specifically tuned DOSBox. You could kind of run it like junk in a normal DOSBox, but yeah, this is the way to do it. I mean, there's way better ways to run it actually now. Like there's a 64-bit compatible version, but this is the OG Civ 2. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, if you want to get started, you just let me know. I know what I'm doing with civs. All right, so the Romans did have a little lead on me on the pyramids, but I have a lead on everything else, so that's pretty cool. Yep, that's how I started playing it. It's a native Civ 3. Or I should say it's a native Civ 2 is a native Windows 3.1 game. All right, so they got the pyramids, which is fine. I got like a third done. Okay, yeah, no, Civ 3 was more of it's when it started to like already it was a well-established franchise and like it started to get more popular. I had Civ 3. It's kind of its own thing. Um among the Civs, it's kind of its own thing. They did different stuff with unit health and stuff. But it's nice. It's definitely worth a shot. Oh yeah. Definitely worth a shot. That's a good game. Some people swore by it. Honestly, a lot of people had trouble going to Civ 4 because they got all into Civ 3's like particular way of arranging units and stuff, and health management and whatever, which was more tactical, right? It's more tactical, um, and that added a different dimension to it. Some people prefer more pure strat. Some people prefer the grind, like the so-called grand strat. I don't really go in for that. Like, if I gotta break out a spreadsheet, I call that work. That's just me. I mean, yes, it will help you win the game. Sometimes I do a little on the side. I'll do a little spreadsheet, but if I'm having to study that shit, that's something else. And I fat fingered it again. I gotta stop doing that with these ships. I need to build the Great Lighthouse, which I'm working on. Alright, so I got a barbarian uprising down south. I'm gonna send the chariots over, and Giza may or may not be able to take this attack. gonna try and build some city walls. Looks like I'll be able to do that though, so I'll probably be alright. Wow. Okay. The initial onslaught of the horsemen was defeated by my lone phalanx defending the city. That's very fortunate. That's a city with one health and one phalanx. So it just survived and built the walls. Now it's good. Like, that horseman will not get through now. And the chariot will take care of the rest. Alright. Yeah. Nice. Okay, that barbarian leader is toast. I'm getting a ransom. So just chasing him down now. Ooh, okay. Alright, bad news. A second barbarian uprising came up behind my chariot, wiped him right out. Now I'm in a little bit more trouble. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch to start building some further offensive units. This goes back to something I said a little bit before you started commenting, Shadow Inc. Yeah, you never half-ass it with a barbarian invasion. You always send all your units in the area to take care of it, because you will get punished otherwise. Just FYI. Age of Wonders. Age of Wonders. I think it's Age of Wonders 4 is coming out, right? Am I right about that? I've seen them played. Like, I've watched Let's Plays of them. Never got into them. Never got into them. However, if I'm right about this, that's based on like Master of Magic roots, and I am a big Master of Magic fan. So yeah, I have the Master of Magic remaster. I mean, it's kind of considered like a remake, but it's more of a remaster, honestly. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm sure they're challenging games. Yeah, I mean that's Core 4X. Master of Magic, Core 4X, um, Warcraft essentially very similar. Yeah, I go back on some of that stuff. I didn't play all of them originally. Master of Magic I did, Civ I did, and that got me started. But I stayed with Civ. Civ has been my jam for the whole time. And I probably will look at Age of Wonders actually, but I mean, I'm still playing this, so yeah, yeah. Real-time strat has its meta, and 4X has its meta, and yeah, you gotta know what you're doing or learn fast. And speaking of which, I'm definitely gonna need to build a whole lot more units because these barbarians are just crawling everywhere. So I'm gonna get on that now. I had such a strong start, they're probably not going to overrun me just now, but that's kind of definitely a rough turn. I lost my chariot. Always bad when you lose your prime defensive or offensive or defensive unit, but usually defense you can cope a little easier. Alright, so I was trying to get a phalanx to achieve veteran status, brought him out of the city walls. Typically a phalanx will defeat a horseman, but not this time. So, Shadow, what kind of games do you like to play in general? Okay, Memphis is in disorder. That's not surprising. It usually happens. You get a barbarian invasion on one side, and you get a civil unrest on the other. It's so typical. And at like DD level, that would be all the time. So um, I really should keep a better eye on that. Yeah, not having time to play games anymore. Gotta make the time. Shove some important shit to the side, and games are important. Games most important. Play games. But yeah, I wish I had a little more time. I do have to make it though. So yeah, that was rough. Defensively, I'm gonna have to build some barracks here. All right, so what these persistent barbarian invasions indicate, among other things in the game, it doesn't like outright tell you this, but you need to expand to that area so they just can't organize there, um, colonize that area. So that's what I'm going to be working on now. Yeah, I was gonna build a trireme, but I've been having less than good luck with that. I'm gonna go ahead and build a settler. So let's see, what is my year? AD 20. Okay, I'm doing pretty good here, but I gotta see how the other civilizations are doing, and so far I haven't encountered one yet. Like, the stats all say I'm doing pretty good, so we'll see. Alright, so I've pretty much fully rebuilt from the losses from the Barbarian Uprising. I'm gonna double down, build barracks local to where that happened. Just don't want to mess around with this kind of stuff. Okay. So, I've been researching mostly domestic improvement technology, so I need to build I need to research more offensive tech right now. All right, we're having a run on wonders right now. All right, definitely time to build a trireme. What am I researching? Right, well, that's perfect. Alright, I really do need to get the lighthouse, but I don't know. Let me see if I could get this. Uh-oh, what do we got here? Sometimes we get a window over window issue. This hasn't happened in a while. Okay, right. But the city window is already closed. Okay, this, if I recall, this did happen from time to time in the original Civ. I mean, the original Civ II, because the version everyone plays now is multiplayer Gold Edition, which has been patched to 64 bits. It's runs on 10. It runs on anything really, and they got rid of this bug, but not here. Yeah, that's the joy of playing retro games. Sometimes you get all the you get all the afterbirth of the original bugs and all that fun stuff. Okay, slightly problematic. It's not gonna let me save. Okay, right. Well, then I'm gonna have to force close that. Okay, well if I do this right, we're gonna see you're gonna get to see Task Manager on Windows 3.11, people. Okay, um, that's without the trailing backslash. So this is that really visible? Yeah, it is. Okay, right. So this is the glorious old original Task Manager, right? We had to go here at least once. Um, so let's buy Civ 2. Yeah, yeah, have to quit. Really have to quit. Okay. Um, it should be closing now. And even if that doesn't do it, which it didn't always in 3.11, that was much less reliable than it was post 95. It wasn't great in 95 either. It was still like 150% better than it was in 3.11. Um, oh yeah, okay, good, good. Yeah, command prompt knowledge is pretty essential. If you want to use your computer, if you just want to use a computer as a toy, then you can click, 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 click. Oh no, you won't let me click there. I can't do anything. Yeah, no, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You have to know the command line, learn the commands. Anyway, this is not going to work that way, but that's cool. That's cool. You're gonna see the emulation close. It's not an emulation. Now you're gonna see the real mode close, but you're gonna see the I mean, technically it's emulating 3.11, so whatever. Yeah, it's 10 underneath. Don't like that, but I can't stream if I don't do that. So, yep, we're going to go ahead and launch right back into it. And hey, maybe now you get to see and hear how it actually launched. So, um, yeah, let's fix this. Okay, so I lost like a turn or two. It does autosave. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we should be just fine here. No, no, no. Well, okay. I mean, it's a little more challenging in some ways, but technically the Civ 2 original, like this is the Civ 2 CD version, the original release. Yeah, let me know when you're back. I'll finish the story. But yeah, it's not really like that. You know, that must sound really good in the stream. I gotta think of these things for the future. Right. Do not build world wonders that are already built. You don't get any award for that at all. Technically, I mean technically you do in Civ 1 through 3, I'm gonna say. It was a little more lenient about that. You could convert the production from one project to the other, and I think Civ 3, Civ 4. Oh yeah, in terms of progress, yeah, thanks. Yeah, the autosave is pretty good. So yeah, not that bad. But anyway, yeah, no, playing the OG version, I mean, there's some limitations about it, right? But actually, the AI is technically a little easier because they made the AI in the multiplayer on version. Well, not really. In the test of time, I think. Like they released Civ was one of the first series I'm going to say to release DLCs, like the equivalent of DLCs, their expansions. Um, and when they did that, they made the AI like perma aggro. Um, so it's better for a challenge strictly, but you know, you can never have peace with the AI, so it kind of makes the game more one-dimensional. So some people don't like that, and some of the things they patched when the community like went back and patched it because it was out of support for forever, and you know, changing hands and changing hands and changing hands to all these conglomerates. Obviously, support was not there. So the community stepped up and patched the executable of the last edition of the game so that it runs on 64 bits and runs on like large screens, which is like larger than like um, what is it, 320 by or 360 by 720. I mean, by 270. I mean, we're talking ancient tiny resolutions. So yeah, but yeah, there was a flag that you could turn off, so it goes back to the original style AI, um, which is appreciated by players who actually want to have some peace in the game, right? If that's how you want to play it, nice to have that option. Okay, so I'm definitely falling behind on the Wonder game, but this is typical in like large expansionist civilizations. You could play tall, or you could play wide, or you could play somewhere in between. So I'm definitely playing more wide in this case. I'm going to miss out on some of the wonders, at least some of the early wonders. It's still saying I could get the Great Wall. Um, Not sure if I want to bother with that. I think it does help against barbarians, though. It definitely does in later games. Yeah, doubles attack strength against barbarians. That's probably a good deal for me. So a lot of this game does involve like peripheral management. It's not like micromanagement, which sucks in a game. I do not like so-called grand strats, all micromanagement. Okay, so looking really good here in Alexandria. Gonna build some settlers and expand my eastern flank. So I kind of was speed running earlier in the game. At this point, I'm trying to be a little more methodical about my movements. Also, it is technically an emulation, so I can't I can't like jam it like really fast. Like the multiplayer gold edition, the patched version, I could run that super quick. Okay, so this uprising is going to be a piece of cake. Three phalanx against two horsemen in a city that has city walls. It's no contest. Actually, it doesn't have city walls, but it's still not going to be a victory for them. Let me check on that. Yeah, let me see. No, I think I'm going to be good with that. I have to take the risk. Okay, perfect. Got veteran status. Oh, definitely. Yeah, this is I mean, it's a little bit probably a little bit quick. I don't know. I explained a fair amount, so but I mean, it should be some tutorial value. I was trying to make it a little bit of a tutorial value, so hopefully you get something from it. Yeah, if you want to really start at the basics, I mean, like if I really want to do it properly, as far as anything like along tutorial lines, I'm gonna go back to Civ 1. Civ 1 is it's like um if you're more of like, there's chess players and then there's like grand chess players and then there's speed chess players and sometimes there's overlaps. They may do different things, but if you want to speed play Civ, especially just from a performance standpoint, it's a little bit ironic. Civ 1, Civ 1, it's just you could just play 1,000 games of that in the space of, however many games of like Civ 4, which is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, beautiful game. But yeah, it's a little more involved, and they have all the unit animations, and you're waiting for all the units to move nicely. And Civ 1, it's just like checkers. It's like plonk, 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 and you're just moving right along. So I kind of like it from that standpoint. I mean, I like a lot of the retro games from that standpoint. Pure performance and no pop-ups, and have a long review I can go into on those kind of things. All right, so I got my settler up here. I think I'm gonna go for the city walls here just because be on the safe side with that. Hey, Maritza. Hey, good to see you here. So playing Civ 2 today, the OG version, Windows 3.1, old school, in DOSBox to Windows 3.1, and I'm about midway through the game. I'm gonna say probably really like 1/3 through. Doing pretty well, by the way. So how did you find us, Maritza? You see our posts on X? Or are you subscribed already? Yep, these wonders are tough to grab. Oh, Maritza. I'm sorry. I'm bad with names. Okay. Sorry about that. Good to see you here, Maritza. I know, Shadow. I'm sorry, I didn't connect the dots. It's screen names and screen names. Sorry about that. Good to see you here, though. And yeah, I'm glad you like retro games. That's my like my favorite, realistically, too. Likewise. So so I've been doing pretty good with the game, but what happens is if you expand really quick, you can't get the World Wonders. The World Wonders definitely have certain perks. And I've encountered the dreaded must close city window bug again. This just happened before. This is kind of funny. Yeah, that's up to you. I mean, you know the internet. It's probably better not to, but these days also, I think we're moving towards like less anonymity online, and I don't know. It's kind of either way with that at some point. Okay, so yeah, this game has all the charms of the original, which includes a bug. Yeah, oh yeah, it's DOSBox. You better believe it. Where if you press the wrong key in a city window, it doesn't recognize the city window closes. Even if you close it and then you get a permanent, you must close city window to proceed in the game. So I have to launch it for the third time. Gonna do that now. But once again, you get to see the Windows 3.1 startup, which I find to be very cheerful personally. Da-da! You know, it's like it's great. That's Windows was no BS at one point in time, and it was from that time to I don't know XP. Yeah. Yep, that bug was a thorn in our side for many years, and now again. There is actually maybe I like to keep it a little too authentic, right? Because excuse me, there was patches that fixed it, but I haven't applied any of them. So maybe for the next playthrough. Yeah, major nostalgia. Yeah, yeah, we were just talking about that, Shadow and I. Like, here, let me just give you without the bug getting in the way, right? This is the original desktop. So, where are we here? Where's the mouse? So, this is Program Manager, and this is my own custom curated version of progman.exe, Program Manager in Windows 3.11. It's nice and responsive. Um, and it runs Civ 2 perfectly, right? I mean, can we just launch Ski Free for just a second? Is that Ski Free? Yes, it is. In its native operating system, you know. But anyway, we have a game to play. So yeah, time does move on, but I'm still playing this, so right? um, yeah, I mean, I got Battle Zone, Missile Command. Oh look, Asteroid. Anyway, I got a lot more than this. This is like a sliver of my Ski Free for real. This is like a sliver of my total collection. So, um, I kept all this in my back pocket for like I don't know, 20 plus years. I mean, I let it go, but I got it. So, I didn't let it go completely. Yeah, so I got to watch out for that bug. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to play the game. All right. Oh, yeah, play ski free. Um, I'm out of practice, and I love Civ 2 much more, but I would. I will actually. I have plans for reviews. I'm not gonna let everybody else have all the glory on reviews, right? There are reviews, and then there are like dig in 2 hour video long with slides reviews, and we're gonna get there. For right now, this is just a fun playthrough, just giving it a shot. So, all right. I'm gonna really have to hustle if I want to build that wonder. Oh, hey Em. Hey, great to see you. Great to see you. Yep. Glad to see fans here. Yep. Yeah, the infamous howitzer rush. Yep. That's still a thing. It's not as much of a thing. But yeah, still definitely a thing. Oh, well, Maritza, it's time. I recommend it. Um, great series, great series. Now, don't get it twisted. The one that are coming out, right? Can't really recommend. This is just my personal viewpoint. This is not the GBAMFS line. Okay, we're gonna evaluate it as an organization. Gonna get its fair shake, but personally, Civ 5 is the last Civ to me, unless I see something like seismic. That's the word I'm using, seismic change in the direction of the series is going, because it's I don't want to get it's we're playing Civ, so it's topical. Um, yeah, they're turning it into Civity Skylines, as far as I'm concerned, right? Like they're trying to make it a micromanagerial city builder on the one side, and yeah, no, I'm not. I'm getting into that, right? Um, which I don't even like anyway, right? If I wanted micromanagerial, I would go Grand Strat, right? Or City Simulation, which is fine. I love SimCity. SimCity's great. But strategy, 4X strategy is different genre. It's not the emphasis is not micromanagerial and like multi-layered economy, right? So anyway, there's like it's like they're matching up Civ T skylines on the one side with like some kind of weird JRPG phone game graphics, like role-playing crap on the other. I'm like, wait, where is Civ? Where is Civ in this? I see a bunch of other like, glitzy and like tedious crap, but where's Civ? There's no Civ. It's not Civ. Very simply. This is my personal view again. It's not official GBAMF's take on it, but that's where it's at. Um, So back to Civ 2 for the meantime. If you wanna get your foot in the door, right? Right. So you wanna check out Civ, um, load up DOSBox, right? And I would say try Civ 1. Like the water's just fine there. It's pretty much like a board game translated to a computer, and that's the way to go. I mean, at least to get started. Okay. Yeah, I'm totally BTFO'd on the Wonder build. That's that does happen sometimes. So I'm gonna send it into a coliseum. If you can't do like a huge great work, just do a minor great work, right? Like a huge coliseum. Still a pretty good deal. Oh yeah, yeah. Civ 3, it's a unique charm. I was telling Shadow before. It's a little different than the other civs. I mean, not as much as Divergence as whatever 6 and 7. I mean, I have looked at 6. Wow. Wow is all I can say there. It's not a total alien game to the Civ series. It's not. 7, I think, is going to be. Um, Again, personal notes here. But Civ 3 is kind of just, it has its own unique charms. It has like a tactical side, um, which is not as much present in the other Civ games. Like health units and unit stacking and stuff. Really some neat stuff. Some people still swear by it. There's definitely some diehards that say Civ 3 above the other Civs. I'm gonna say Civ 2, Civ 2 MGE probably the best, but it's kind of up there. Civ 5, after all is said and done, they've really polished Civ 5. Civ 5 is it's a really worthy game. So you could also start there too. I mean, Civ 5 has that's gonna last for a while. That's gonna last for a while. Not everybody is gonna go to the 6, 7, whatever stuff. And if you want any tips on it, or I definitely will do like a just play thing. I'm calling them just play, and yeah, so happy to give you any hints on that. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is. I'm still playing it, and another thing is the performance factor. I mentioned to Shadow like um, I don't want a game that I'm like waiting for some more than a few seconds at least, even that long, for an animation to finish. I want to play it more like chess, more like a board game. I want to move and move again, and then let the computer move, and like I don't want to be waiting for the game to play itself or show me some movie or something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The art did start to change around Civ 3. Um, I don't know. I liked it at the time. I think the best art maybe in 4, actually. Yeah, if it's too much animation, if there's too much animation or like delay in turn-based, I feel like it's more like real-time strategy but just with slow units, and that kind of sucks. I loved Command and Conquer. Command and Conquer is the real deal. I have the remaster. Very, very nice. A lot of love put into that. Wonderful, wonderful remaster. I'm going to gush about that. Not only will I recommend it, I guarantee GBAMFS will recommend the remaster. Because, I mean, that is perfect remaster, revival, is preservation, and quality modern production all in one. That's a case in point right there. So, yeah, get the if you like RTS, get the Command and Conquer remaster. Right? Long live Ken. Oh yeah, Red Alert. Oh, multi on Red Alert. Ah, the bomb diggity. Another vintage charm. Okay. Well, while I've been chatting with y'all, I am actually falling behind in technology. My fault. My fault. But I gotta rectify that in game. Where am I at with that? Mathematics. So it's 1000 AD in game, and I'm studying mathematics. This could be a problem. Let me make a little adjustment here. Yeah. The good news is I have a reasonably well developed half of a continent that I've already settled. That's not to be discounted, but if I'm in the Stone Age, problems. Yeah, so I have enough of a treasury that I could fix my science a little bit, but it's just going to pop up these annoying warnings. And actually, I could turn those off. Uh-huh, maybe not in this version, maybe in a future patch of this game. Right. Okay, so I definitely need to fix my budget, so. Alright. Building harbors, typically sea improvements along with other improvements like irrigation and all that help your science, which I definitely need. So, also market improvements, so I'm going to do all that. So, what are your all favorites? What are your all favorites games? Like either genre or actual games. Okay, I'm gonna go for astronomy. That's one sure way to help the science situation. RPGs, legit. Okay, like what ones? Okay, Maritza, I see you. Yeah, I got you. No problem. I understand. Puzzles are good. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a message you never want to see. Can't maintain the Colosseum. Turns out people like those. They're gonna miss it. Okay. I'll be alright. Alright, now I have some decisions to make. Um, right. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and colonize the far shore. Because this is a pretty big continent, honestly. And I also need to discover the Republic. When you have this much land, monarchy isn't gonna do it. And even though it takes longer, this is kind of an offhand pro tip because it's not true in all situations. But just build a road when you're moving your settler because chances are, I mean, if you're moving it somewhere you know it's in a strategic direction, not just if you're kind of moving it around to just improve around the city, but if you're moving it in some direction it's going to be a future city, just build the road, just go. Chrono Trigger is the best game. Yeah, it's got to be up there. Um, Oblivion, okay, very nice. Final Fantasy. Yep, I see you. Divine, Pillars of Eternity. Okay. Those are nice games. I haven't gotten all those, but definitely heard all good things there. All right, so here's a pro tip also. Part of why I'm suffering a little bit economically is what I have three, four settlers out. They're not building cities, they're building infrastructure. Infrastructure construction is expensive. Maintaining settlers just for that purpose, um, in a monarchy, not so good. Not so good. In a republic, better. Republic democracy. The game does have its narrative as far as the most evolved and beneficial political system, and for the most part, I agree with it. But yeah, it's definitely one a more advanced form of government than a historic monarchy. Otherwise, inefficiencies and then revolts and bad things happen. So yeah, I'm gonna have to raise taxes. Isn't that fun? All right, so I have too many civic buildings and too many settlers. So I'm gonna make a mad dash and just start building cities, which I kind of should have been doing. So close enough. The roads are close enough. Also, I probably should be building courthouses here. Oh, Tomb Raider. Yeah. Okay, Legends of Zelda. Uh-huh. uh, Mist is on its ultra legendary status. So, um, I don't blame you for enjoying that one. For me, it's not as big a draw. I do like more freedom of movement, and that is kind of a page-based game. But I definitely see why people fall in love with it. The lore is excellent. The art, even though it is static for the most part, it's excellent. So I got to give them props. They created something very nice there. Not my cup of tea, but very nice. Isn't that crazy? It's like shopping malls closing. What do you mean Memphis can't maintain the marketplace? But it's a national budget issue, not a local one. Hmm. All right, these are typical Middle Ages growing pains for a medium-sized empire that is a little backward and still rocking some kind of like divine right monarchy that's kind of a little tyrannical. Oopsie. Um, so, I mean, actually, I'm kind of inserting a little stuff there that's not technically in Civ 2. They really expanded on those concepts in subsequent games. But for imagination purposes, we'll say that. All right. Fortunately, I am getting to send out my settlers in enough time to actually use them before other issues happen. They are funded by production from the cities rather than like taxation. In later games, that's changed a little bit. Wow. I overbuilt a lot. Okay, whatever. That's the price of expanding quickly. Alright, so I went from one of the leading civs to probably 6 of 6 civs in terms of overall power. That's not good. It's really referring to military power, but there's like my other stats are going to be better. Just because of the rapid expansion, I'm not able to defend my borders as quickly or as well. So that I've got to fix as soon as I dispose of these settlers, including the one I just built. Yep. Yep, a rapidly expanding frontier brings all kinds of challenges. Alright. Like, no, I don't, because I don't have the Republic yet, or anything close to it, right? No. Man, really rough time with science right now. So it's possible I could still lose this game, just on account of how backward I am. Um, we'll see how that pans out. I think I'm actually just going to keep building settlers until the continent is built out, and then I'll just have to endure budget shortfalls until then. Oh well. I do wish I could get rid of those messages, though. I don't think I have the checkbox in this version of the game. Yep. Alright, so Heliopolis, gonna have to keep an eye on. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a little risk on this and up my luxuries rate. Luxuries are a necessity in the larger the civilization gets. Oh no, the dreaded closed city window. Okay, I'm getting to be a real pro at this again. This brings back memories. Yep. For those watching who it's their first time seeing a retro game, like any retro game or at least this retro game, it really do be that way. All right, it do be like that. This is exactly how it was. This is exactly how it will be, unless there's a patch introduced, which, spoiler alert, there was. But like, um, this is exactly the issues that we faced. So no big deal. It is what it is. Okay. So, that's not so good as far as, like, I don't actually see the world map. Could be a little problem. So I'm just playing headless here as far as no world map. Ah, yes. The arrange windows worked. So, I'm sure you all noticed the same thing I did. It was giving me the like background for the game instead of the world map. Here's the view menu, arrange windows. That's a bestie right there. Yeah, because windows will wander off from time to time, and you can't really play the game without them in many cases. Thank you, Shadow. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna run this guy up here. There's also another little pro tip here. If you have a unit active, which they'll like blink, as you've been seeing. I'm not sure if that comes through properly, so you may not have seen it, but when you have unit active, it blinks in this version of Civ, Civ 1, Civ 2. I think Civ 3 retained that. I don't think they did that after Civ 4. Um, you could direct it somewhere by just moving the mouse cursor, holding down left button, and that's your go. Like go to that square. So that's an easy move. Like that's the easy move option. However, of course, the pathing sucks. There are many games where the pathing to this day still sucks. There are new games coming out, some of which will remain nameless for now, where the pathing is garbage, and you assign it a destination, and the pathing is it's still garbage. And like, it is the year 2024. Why does pathing still suck? And there's no good answer for that. Well, all right. I don't want to throw out a bomb here, but did I hear from an audience member lazy devs? No, that can't be it. That can't be it. No, I don't. I'm not saying that, but yeah, somewhere out there, someone thinks that, and I don't know. Got to be true some of the time. But yeah, pathing is it's geometry. It's hard. I'm not going to claim I could do better. If you asked me to program it, it would be worse dog shit. So you know, what was that going to be? Okay. If you overwrite the name, there's no, I don't think there's a back on this, so I usually just go with the names the game provides. Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, that's there may be some devs in the audience, so mea culpa that I insinuated, or at least someone might be that devs can from time to time relax, but like seriously, pathfinding hard crap to do. So I don't take anybody's work for granted in that respect. Yeah, I want to see. I want to see what you got, Shadow. Like, find us a better pathfinding algo, and um, the world will beat a path to your door. And yeah, but there are definitely modern releases where it's kind of sad and a little disappointing. Yeah, boy, if anyone can, that'd be a breakthrough. Like legit breakthrough. There's plenty of breakthroughs in astronomy, physics, material science. How about a breakthrough in pathfinding game design? That's GBAMFS endorses this. Like, let's do that. Yeah, right. Yeah, integration. You don't just throw code in there, you get thrown in results. It makes sense. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I desperately need either trade or... I see the problem. I haven't discovered writing. Yeah, my people are illiterate. This is an embarrassing first stream. Yeah, I have to do better. I think trade or writing. I think the necessity, the overwhelming necessity, is literacy. How did that happen? It's the 1300s. All right. Yeah. All right. Where else can I build? Right here. Oh, friggin' no. No way. I'm thinking this is happening more because it is running in a DOSBox. That doesn't seem right to me. Um, yeah, this is a little excessive for this issue. Oh, really? I mean, I'll keep going, and I don't really give a flip, but yeah, this is annoying as fuck. All right, here we go again. I mean, I'm an expert at this before the game, right? You got to be able to handle the game meta. All right, there we go. Oops. All right. My actual vocation is IT, so getting the game to run, setting the computer up for games to run, that's my wheelhouse. Just have to turn that off so that you can enjoy the game, and hopefully it keeps working. Yeah, yeah. It's I don't know, missed handle detection, missed API detection. I don't know. It's something in Windows, but it's grisly bug. Fought with this many a time over the years, and only had to maybe, I don't know, reopen the game maybe a dozen, 2 dozen times per game. I mean, some games it never happened. It's like if you just use certain key combinations, and I'm using a bit of a hack, in the colloquial sense of the term, um, to fix a keyboard issue with this emulator, because it's not, as you know, Shadow and Marissa. I was trying to set this up before, and it was giving me numbers from my number pad instead of directions, which doesn't work for the game. Big pain, big pain. So anyway, it may be kind of related to that, the way that's getting interpreted. Technical jargon for those listening, it just means the keyboard was not really working the way it should in an ancient program, but kind of to be expected. Plus, the bug is already there, so yeah, I know a little IT, just a little lot. That's why I could take a little more critical eye with gaming and games and game dev, because I know whereof I speak, whereas somebody without that background, or just pure dev background, gonna approach it a little differently. So I'll be applying that knowledge in service of GBAMFS initiatives. Guarantee it. Okay. Um, yeah, really tough economy for this game, but also typically development is a little bit different. Like the expansion rate here is quite aggressive. I won every roll. Oh, another civilization. I won every roll on my Goody Hut discoveries in the beginning of the game. This almost never happens. Um, but now it looks like I don't know who it is yet, but the white team just landed, so gotta find out what their deal is. And I mean, I'm not in the best shape. I have a lot of land and a decent amount of defenders, but did I mention we are illiterate right now? Shit's tough. We gotta fix that. We're gonna fix that. We're working on that right now. All right. Like it's the year 1400. It's time to learn how to read. Okay. We're getting there. We're like an eighth of the way there. It's gonna be close. So yeah, I have one defenseless city, which is about to get a defender, but not in time to avoid potentially being invaded because they're that close. Um, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, Imperator Caesar of the Romans. This ought to be good. Now, for those watching, boys and girls, and anyone watching, um, the graphics are turned off right now. Like this is I basically speed run, like I speed play. So these dialogues are truncated in the sense that like we're just getting little pop-ups with like basic like diplomatic messages. Normally we would be seeing a full like throne room, and we'd be seeing the foreign leader, and in Civ 1 we'd see like their advisors behind them, which tells you a little bit about the size and strength of their civilization. I like to play a little bit more of a summary game, so we pretty much just get the little diplomatic messages passed back and forth. So greetings from most exalted Caesar, Imperator of the Romans. Uh, we have decided to rid the world of your worthless civilization. Prepare for war. Well, that didn't go very well. Okay, so yeah, they captured the port city. Yeah, about the taxes. See, this is the thing. There are thresholds. The maximum is 60%. My taxes are at 60%. My income is 25 to a cost of 34. I'll just go ahead and open the books now for everyone on the stream. I've been popping this up and adjusting it as I've needed to, but yeah, I'm just not pulling enough from the city sizes and stuff. And part of it is because I haven't been able to maintain the like it's kind of a vicious cycle, right? You can't maintain the advanced improvements like a coliseum um, because you don't have the revenue, and you don't have the revenue because you don't have the population, and you need the science to have the to maintain the population with like aqueducts and things like that, which I do actually have, but yeah, there's a tipping point, and I expanded past it in not the most gracious way, so it's going to be tough. Fortunately, the Romans, even though they're here, are almost as primitive as I am, so um, or maybe even more so, because they probably arrived in a trireme, and chances are I can still fend them off. It's just going to be really tough. All right, so I'm going to build a catapult. That's my most advanced offensive unit, but I'm not going to build it here. Yeah, these cities have been struggling so much to get their population leveled out, so I'm just going to have to build improvements locally. Like that's kind of the balance is kind of off. Okay, I'm gonna build horsemen. So fortunately, unit expenses are... Oh great, I'm being invaded by two civs. Unit expenses are separate from like economy expenses at this stage of the game. Actually in this game. And so it just takes away production to maintain armies. Oh, okay. So having captured my dinky little coastal town, Caesar wants to negotiate a ceasefire. Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's a little too soon for that. Okay, Queen Hippolyta of the Greeks wishes to speak with me. She's arrived on a different shore. Same, same scenario. Well, it's war. All right. Um, I could probably play this all night. I don't want to quite leave this on a cliffhanger, and I definitely need to prosecute this war. Um, but I'm probably going to look to wrap this up in the next half hour or so. Let's see what I could do in that time. So, in lieu of more offensive units, you could sometimes succeed with a phalanx attack, but not too much of the time. It has to be done carefully. Alright, so I still have my ancient horseman here. I'm going to bring him up. Alright, thanks Maritza. Yeah, it's definitely been fun. This is I don't get to play it all the time, so this is a little bit of a warm up, but I mean I have lots of experience, so chances are I'm going to win this. It's just not going to be tonight. Yeah, so this is where micro definitely can be some advantage. It's just a problem. It's a happiness problem. I have way too many cities for monarchy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking this is a little bit niche, right? There's plenty of people that do Let's Plays with retro, and plenty of people that do live plays of modern. I'm thinking we need more live retro play, so I'm going to bring that up a little bit. Oh, this is so rough. This city. Yeah, I definitely need to build the courthouse and maintain it. It's like impossible to maintain anything with this much expansion. No. Yeah. Oh, so close. I'm not doing well on these coastal towns, but I mean, they're a little bit sacrificial anyway. I needed to dispose of the settlers and actually start to secure the frontier, and these guys are coming in before I could even really defend them properly. So that sucks, but that's kind of frontier life also. Uh, I'm trying to rush up my forces, but These roads are not really going to do it. Yeah, part of GBAMFS's goals are reviews and yeah, it's definitely going to be part of it. All right, let me go through everything here. Like I was doing so well in backfilling my production with like courthouses and things that are needed, so I don't keep losing all my other improvements. And then this happened, which is completely typical, also. But yeah, it's kind of funny. All right, so one of the like my first coastal city, I was able to defend against the horsemen, but yeah, it's like 50-50 at this point. Oh, great. Okay, so they have Crusaders. That's next level unit. Right, right. All right, definitely a little bit of a challenge, but Emperor is kind of always this way. Um, like I'm playing on if you didn't you weren't all watching at the beginning of the stream. I started. This is second from top difficulty, so it's always the economy is always a grind, and the happiness is always a problem. All right, so now I have a veteran horseman. Um, defeated the catapult. Okay, I'm really hoping that I pull this off. All right. Um, view is pretty centered. So anyway, yeah, this horseman is weakened, but oh, he was weakened enough. He only got one move. That's okay. That's a valiant effort. Not going to be able to save the town. This horseman, however, got the catapult. Okay, I am muy pleased that this courthouse was constructed. There has been just tremendous lawlessness in the city, and no taxes collected and no science, and it's been a real shit show. We gotta fix that. So that's good. All right, so um, catapults are notoriously ultra weak on defense, so I could sacrifice this horseman potentially just to destroy it, or destroy it and magically the horseman lives. But since this guy is just chilling on this hill here, nope, that horseman did not succeed. Um, and my phalanx are sitting pretty behind the city wall, so they could just go ahead and try their projectile attack. I'm not wasting any more units on offense right there. And I think Trireme does have Coastal Bombard. Yes! Alright. Even though it's a Trireme, it has bombardment advantage. We'll say it's because, like, back in the day, like, the Vikings would sally forth from the ships and go and do shore raids, so that's what's going on here. And they kick the Trireme's ass. And the Trireme is a veteran. So this invasion is falling apart, both of their invasions. The cost, however, kind of bad. Both two colonies destroyed, one captured, but they're done for. So just a matter of mopping up right now. It's the advantage of having a great empire that will produce like horsemen and stick-wielding militia. Yeah, I really need to upgrade my um, economy and technology. So I'm gonna build a settler. Yep, just because we need the infrastructure. That's the thing that's lagging. Gee, yeah, no, no, we're gonna drive you from these shores. No, no peace treaty right now, or ceasefire. All right, now it's kind of 50-50. Crusaders do not have strong defense. Knights have stronger defense. I probably could kick their ass with this phalanx, but I'm gonna occupy a defensive position for right now because I need reinforcements. Okay. Oof, that was rough. I probably would have done better attacking there, but phalanx on a hill. Um, that's it probably should have done more damage to them. All right, so at this point though, that catapult is done. Um, yeah, so the AI, it's basically, it's plain cheats at this level of AI in computer games, right? It's pretty hardcore, just cheats and buffs. So they took my city from like one population to like four population in what, eight, maybe 10 turns. That's pretty good. It's not really realistic. Maybe they brought them over in boats. We'll say okay, maybe, but that's not really how the game works. So they could. That mechanic is there. It's just not how it works. So whatever. That's gonna be great when I capture the city back. All right. So my horseman is gonna kick those crusaders' ass. Just watch. Yeah, it's all pretty much dice rolls and math. It's yeah. If you want to take a peek here, I mean you know ADM, attack, defense, movement, then hit points. So you get kind of buffs or debuffs within that, and yeah, yeah, it's definitely like a board game in that sense. So quite enjoyable. Ooh, naval warfare. All right, they came after my backup trireme. Alright, Abydos is having a little issue. I guess that's cleaned up. Heliopolis. Oh, congrats. Have a harbor, a courthouse, all the fixings. Doing really well here. Alright, so there's a little repeat issue on my on the keyboard. The inputs are not quite perfect, so I'm getting some doubled inputs. That is throwing off some of my tactics a little bit. But no worries. I will persevere. Alright, that Crusader is dust. That Phalanx is done for. And yeah, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Bye, Crusader. Okay, so there we go. Alright, now I just have to recapture that one town. Alright, so I'm just going to send all my dinky horsemen and antique phalanx and... Oh no, they took out my trireme. And surround them and then gradually pummel them into taking the city back. Or maybe not so gradually. The AI has this funny, really fun habit of reinforcing their ill-begotten coastal towns with a lone trireme, and that's super fun because invading cities with we're not talking like a troop ship, right? As far as naval ships go, we're talking like standard naval ships. That's their defender against ground forces. Usually not going to be a good show. But today, I was showing up by a that is a legion. So yeah, that's screwed my offensive right up. Okay, so they may actually be here to stay. They have a little bit higher level units, and I'm still illiterate, but we're almost there. So yeah, it's kind of a bad show from a technology standpoint. I have the production capability to overrun them, but not the tech right now. So that's a big problem. Okay. Yeah, that's a big problem. mm, this is gonna be tough. I probably shouldn't have really built here. The only reason I really built here is to deny barbarians the area. Um, how am I gonna do this? Okay. Yeah, the problem is developments like this area require a good amount of initial investment because there's like tundra everywhere, and also my difficulty level it just makes it tough. All right, I think what we need to do is double up on phalanx. There is martial law, which is in effect basically it's not a technical status. It's just like it's a it's a factor up to I want to say which governments? Which governments? At least monarchy. So basically, the more units you have in the city, the more it will suppress unhappy citizens. So I'm gonna have to go that route. Okay, so it's definitely a pickle. I'm just about to get writing, and that will help, but as yet, it's gonna be a slog. It is definitely it is far from impossible because I think the game ends in 2100, um, something like that. I should really know that, but it's around 2000. And you can at this point there's still plenty of time, but it's gonna be difficult basically because the AI is not their tech level tends to be like some fraction some multiple of your own. So if you don't have a high tech level, probably for game balance reasons, they don't race ahead that crazily typically. There's usually one, maybe one or two that will, just because that's their design. But yeah, we're slumming it right now. So yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I could rally and win this one. Well, so we'll go right from writing to literacy. That's the way to go. I mean, you'd think they go together, but um, I guess potato potato. Ooh, a library. What's that? See, we're getting there. The budget shortfall is, it's getting closer, but settlers are notoriously difficult to kill, and that's a good thing. But it's quite problematic when you're getting them just landing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So a little wrinkle here. This is very important to the whole like overarching strategy of the game. Um, when you get writing, you get the option to build libraries. You also get diplomats. Now, in game in Civ 2, diplomats have a variety of functions. Firstly, they ignore enemy zones of control. Right, so some games have this concept, some don't, but in essence, it's area denial. Right, so if you have a military unit in a certain position, in essence, usually it's like the diagonals around it are blocked, or any cross movement in front of it, regardless of whether it's diagonal or straight. So like it ignores that. It can slip right through. And they have the option, I'll just go to the description here. One of the great things about the Civ games, going back to Civ 1, is they came with a Civilopedia. Okay, so that's like an in-game encyclopedia with all the game concepts. Very based, very educational, really good stuff. Now, they weren't like giant or anything, but they definitely laid out the general game concepts and principles. So diplomats serve their homeland in a variety of ways. Their primary function is to maintain contact with other civilizations and report on any developments of interest. Diplomats are also capable of engaging in less reputable activities, including sabotage of enemy production in-game, the theft of civilization advances in-game, and the subversion of enemy troops and cities in-game. Although they have no combat value, diplomats are nevertheless potent weapons if utilized properly. Well, that's the truth. So, yeah, they proper use of these can turn the game. So let's build some of them. Like, I may still be just coming out of the Stone Age, but I can write. We have options. All right, and seafaring, right? Like ships and writing will travel. Let's see how bad this is. So I'm going to wind up having to sell a building here. What do I want to sell? What do I want to sell? Not a thing. This is so tough. I'm just about economically self-sufficient, and it's kind of like, um, yeah, maybe I'll get rid of the city walls down here. Yeah, this doesn't really need city walls. Okay, that should help. Alright, and I'm getting rid of those. Everybody builds libraries or diplomats. No exceptions. Yeah, you build a library. Actually, one exception. I need a settler right there. And a diplomat. Alright, and that's another exception there. I need the phalanx. Need to save the game. And I'll give it a few more rounds here. The famous line with Civ is one more turn, just one more turn, just one more turn. This is practically the series that invented it, so we're gonna live up to it a little bit for right now. I mean, I've lived up to it many times before, so Actually, I didn't realize this is based. Um, I have a couple triremes here. They actually have decent firepower, so I'm gonna try to. I don't know if I really should give this. Yeah, I gotta give it a shot. All right, so I'm lining up my forces. I'm gonna try to bombard that city into submission and take it back. Didn't realize my triremes were all collected up there. Sometimes you just auto move in the right place, you know. One more block. What is that, Tetris? I don't think they're going to be able to. It's a veteran legion. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work at all. And then I blundered the ship, and honestly, it was a double move. I'm going to blame it on the keyboard. That's going to happen. It was a double keystroke that I didn't actually press, but yeah, I did that. uh, okay, yeah, not going to happen. Legion is too strong. 4 strength and 2 defense. Very strong early game unit. Oh, of course, of course. Okay, okay. Fail. All right, I. This is going to be controversial. All right. So, anyone that watches the stream can run and tell a friend, but I don't actually play Minecraft. I have played Minecraft. I just don't really play Minecraft. I don't like it's too sandbox for me. I don't get it. Sorry, I wouldn't get that reference. Like I know hella people that play Minecraft to this day, and some other classic games, but could never get into it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's totally open ended. I don't know. I've seen enough pixel graphics. I don't need to like go back for that new Coke, new brew pixel graphics thing. Like I actually like a little upgraded graphics. I've been there and done it. I don't really need that. So, and then my diplomat just goes wandering off into the woods. Okay, whatever. You know, literacy was it a mistake? I don't know. Yeah, I messed around a little bit. I know about the various like what's that the different armor types. I'm trying to remember them all. Anyway, I know about the different zones and I know about the zombies and I've seen plenty of Let's Plays. It's just I have no desire to fire it up personally, like for solo play. And I don't play with anyone that actually like I need to play it with. I'd rather play other games. Oh, yeah. Non-pixel Minecraft. Okay, so you're trying to give me the low key, like, free Evercrack, right? Minecraft. See, this is part of the reason I won't do it all. So I don't have time for that. Maybe I should. Maybe through GBAMFS and stuff, I'll get in a little of the Minecraft vibe. Like I'll work it in. Doubt, but I'm not saying no. It's not impossible, especially if it's high res Minecraft. Yeah, that could happen. Oh, pixels are based. It's just open-ended, like pseudo 3D sandbox pixels. I mean, all right, so yeah, it's just there's too many different things in there that I'd rather play another game that has one or more of those things going on already. That's not Minecraft. So it's kind of just competing games in that case. Yeah, maybe so. Oh, okay. So had I accepted that, that would have just been a ceasefire offer. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do, steal technology. Yep, that works pretty well. So AI does have a bad habit of they go ahead and like take over a coastal city or start colonizing your area, and they guard it well enough, but they don't guard it for sabotage technology and everything. So that's one option. Let's see here. What do I got now? Oh, Crusaders. Okay, that's handy. I think I'm going to send that right back at them after I build a library. All right, so that was a successful operation. So it's getting a little hairy here as far as some of the wonders and stuff. Yeah, it's been a good time. I'm probably gonna wrap it up. It looks like I'm gonna be able to at the very least turn this invasion around. We'll see if I could turn the game around. I've turned around worse games than this. I am so happy that I'm building libraries now. It's so important. Okay. Um. Yep. Now to repel the invaders and fix the budget. All right, and I think on that note, I think this is a good place to pause. So it has been a pleasure, you two, and anyone else that's been joining here. It hasn't been chatting, and there's definitely more to do, and many more games to share, review, and some a little more business work. Right? There's got to be games. There's got to be games. That's the whole point. There's some business stuff. Sometimes you have to put the games down to handle. That's why GBAMFS exists. So there's much work to do. Please check out our website, gbamfs.org, gbamfs.org. We're organizing to give gamers representation. All right, I consider myself a point man here, to stand up and um, to counter some of the negative and malign trends. Okay, in industry, um, in some cases, regulation, academia, that they're down on gaming. Okay, they're down on video games, and really they're down on gamers, and why? Right, why? I mean, in some cases, these people either come into development or are from a development background. Some consider themselves journalists. Why you got to be down on gamers? And they, of course, have their rationales, but we'll delve into that as needed. As needed. We would prefer to be gaming. Okay, that's what we're all here for. So yeah, I appreciate you guys showing up, and I'm glad you enjoyed the playthrough. I definitely enjoy playing this. I'm gonna play it forever, and I'll see you in the next stream.